Space is unforgiving. For Russian cosmonauts, it has been a battleground of life and death, demanding respect and offering little room for error. Behind the triumphs of space exploration lie countless stories of close calls, where courage and ingenuity meant the difference between life and death. Today, we're diving into 5 harrowing moments when Russian cosmonauts stared death in the face. These are the stories of how they faced the abyss and lived to tell the tale. Get ready, because some of these are going to be nail-biters. In 1971, the world watched in horror as the Soyuz 11 mission ended in tragedy. 3 cosmonauts, Georgy Dobrovolsky, Vladislav Volkov, and Viktor Patsayev, perished during their descent to Earth due to cabin depressurization. But what if I told you that the Soyuz 11 crew almost made it back alive? As the Soyuz 11 capsule hurtled towards Earth, a critical valve malfunctioned, opening prematurely at an altitude of 168 kilometers. The atmosphere inside the capsule began to vent into the vacuum of space with terrifying speed. Dobrovolsky, the mission commander, realized the gravity of the situation. With remarkable calm, he tried desperately to close the valve manually. But the valve, designed more for automated processes, wouldn't budge. The cosmonauts soon lost consciousness, their valiant struggle for survival coming to a tragic end. By the time the recovery team reached the capsule, they found the cosmonauts still strapped into their seats. The Soyuz 11 capsule, despite the tragic loss of its crew, landed autonomously. Had the depressurization happened even a minute later, the cosmonauts, unconscious but alive, would have landed safely back on Earth. The Soyuz 11 tragedy is a stark reminder of the fine line between triumph and disaster in space exploration. It's a story of bravery in the face of the unknown. And while it serves as a somber reminder of the risks involved, it also highlights the incredible resilience of the human spirit. The relentless pursuit of knowledge drives us to explore the cosmos. Picture this. It's 1965, the height of the Cold War space race. On March 18th, the Soviet Union achieves a monumental first. Alexei Leonov becomes the first human to conduct a spacewalk. The world watched in awe as Leonov floated freely against the backdrop of our planet, but what began as a moment of triumph quickly spiraled into a terrifying fight for survival. As Leonov ventured further from the spacecraft, his pressurized suit began to malfunction. The suit became dangerously overinflated in the zero-gravity environment. Leonov found himself drifting further away from the spacecraft, his lifeline stretched taut. Leonov, his suit hindering his movements, couldn't use the designated handholds to pull himself back to the airlock. The oxygen supply in his suit was dwindling rapidly. But Leonov, a man of incredible courage and quick thinking, refused to panic. He made a daring decision. He would vent some of the oxygen from his suit, risking decompression sickness but buying himself precious time and flexibility. Slowly, carefully, Leonov opened a valve, releasing precious oxygen into the vacuum of space. Inch by agonizing inch, he pulled himself along the tether, his gloved hands gripping with all their might. Finally, he reached the airlock and pulled himself back inside the spacecraft. Leonov had cheated death, his quick thinking and calm demeanor saving him from a fate worse than death. Chapter 3. Soyuz, T-10-1, Launch Abort, Trial by Fire. The year was 1983. On board the Soyuz T-10-1 spacecraft, cosmonauts Vladimir Titov and Gennady Strekalov were strapped in, ready to embark on their mission to the Salyut 7 space station. The countdown clock ticked down, excitement and anticipation hanging heavy in the air. But fate had other plans. With just 90 seconds to go, disaster struck. A fuel leak in the booster rocket ignited, engulfing the launch pad in a raging inferno. Inside the capsule, Titov and Strekalov felt the searing heat, heard the roar of the inferno just meters away. They were trapped atop a ticking time bomb. The launch control team, faced with a nightmare scenario, acted swiftly. The emergency escape system designed to whisk the crew to safety was activated. The escape system took a full 20 seconds to carry the capsule clear of the inferno. The seconds that followed were a blur of noise, heat, and violent shaking. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, the escape rocket roared to life, tearing the capsule away from the inferno with seconds to spare. Titov and Strekalov, their bodies bruised but spirits unbroken, had survived a trial by fire. The Soyuz T-10-1 launch abort stands as a chilling reminder of the inherent dangers of spaceflight. Chapter 4. Soyuz, 18A Abort, A Plunge from the Heavens. In 1975, the Soyuz 18A mission, crewed by cosmonauts Vasily Lazarev and Oleg Makarov, promised to be a routine flight to the Salyut 4 space station. The launch sequence proceeded flawlessly, but as the Soyuz rocket approached orbit, a critical malfunction occurred, turning a routine mission into a desperate fight for survival. At an altitude of 192 kilometers, the second and third stages of the Soyuz rocket failed to separate correctly, throwing the spacecraft into a catastrophic spin. Inside the capsule, Lazarev and Makarov were subjected to unimaginable G-forces. The world outside their porthole became a dizzying blur as the Soyuz capsule began to plummet back towards Earth. The emergency alarms blared, adding to the cacophony of noise and chaos. Lazarev and Makarov fought to maintain consciousness, their hands gripping the controls with all their might. Miraculously, the Soyuz capsule's automatic landing system managed to regain some semblance of control. The capsule began to stabilize, its descent rate slowing as it pierced through the upper atmosphere. Finally, the parachutes deployed, slowing the capsule to a survivable speed. Lazarev and Makarov, battered and bruised but alive, had endured one of the most harrowing descents in spaceflight history. The Soyuz 18A abort is a testament to human courage, endurance, and the will to survive. Chapter 5 Soyuz MS-10 Abort a Modern Miracle. Fast forward to 2018. On October 11, Soyuz MS-10, carrying American astronaut Nick Hague and Russian cosmonaut Alexei Ovchinin, blasted off towards the ISS. The launch, broadcast live around the world, seemed picture-perfect. But just 2 minutes into the flight, disaster struck. A critical sensor malfunctioned, sending erroneous data to the onboard computer. The rocket, interpreting the faulty data as an anomaly, automatically initiated an emergency abort sequence. In an instant, Hague and Ovchinin were thrown violently forward as the spacecraft separated from the malfunctioning booster rocket. The Soyuz capsule, still traveling at incredible speed, was flung onto a ballistic trajectory, a steep, uncontrolled descent back to Earth. Inside the capsule, Hague and Ovchinin fought to maintain consciousness. What followed was a harrowing 34-minute descent. Hague and Ovchinin endured forces up to 7 times the force of gravity. The Soyuz capsule, designed with multiple layers of redundancy and safety features, performed flawlessly. The heat shield protected the crew from the searing temperatures. The parachutes deployed in sequence, slowing the capsule to a survivable speed. Finally, the Soyuz capsule touched down on the steppes of Kazakhstan, far from its intended target but safe nonetheless. The Soyuz MS-10 abort serves as a powerful reminder that even in the 21st century, spaceflight is fraught with danger. From the tragic loss of the Soyuz 11 crew to the miraculous escape of Hague and Ovchinin, these stories remind us of the incredible bravery and resilience of those who dare to explore the final frontier. They are a testament to the human spirit, to our unyielding desire to push the boundaries of knowledge and explore the cosmos, even in the face of unimaginable danger. These cosmonauts, faced with life-or-death situations, relied on their training, their ingenuity, and their unwavering courage to overcome the odds. Their stories serve as a powerful reminder that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit can triumph. So the next time you look up at the stars, remember the sacrifices made, the risks taken, and the unwavering spirit of exploration that has brought us this far. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more incredible space stories. And a huge thank you to Sinister Publications for sponsoring this video. Be sure to check out their channel for more incredible stories of history, mystery, and the unexplained.